Hey, back at it again at Krispy Kreme. So today, you know what we're going to be talking about, which is a subject which I'm surprised I have not talked about yet. We're going to be talking about the Big Ten, the top 10, the almighty 10 stoned. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the 10 commandments. Now, this video is going to be short considering the fact that it's very simple to understand this, and I teach very simply. But just in case you don't know how simple I teach, let's go ahead and run this down and show you exactly how we teach. Most of the people that's already subscribed should already know how this goes down. But for the people that's not and that are new here, first thing, welcome. Second thing, here we don't really go ahead and go too deep into things, as the way that I like to teach is a teaching of where it's simple, it's fast, and you should be able to get it straight. And if you don't, rewatch it. Also, as obviously an artist, I'm going to make this very visual for visual learners mainly, and for people with short attention spans. So if you like to go ahead and go into deep things or deep topics or deep subjects, go ahead and go to IUIC, where they really teach it for about like 3-4 hour long classes where they really go ahead and dig it down part by part, piece by piece. Now for the people with short attention spans, go ahead and watch this video. It might help you out. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and just go down to them. So I like to say that the first commandment is pretty simple. It simply is just to not put any other gods before God. He's a jealous God. He's not going to hide it. He says it straight up. And the second reason is due to the fact that, well, even though he is talking about, the average and normal gods, like, Buddha, Allah, Jesus of Nazareth, and of course the colorless Jesus that almost every black person talks about when they say that they follow Jesus but have never opened up the Bible a day in their life. How do you believe in something you never even looked around with? That don't make sense. It also goes to the fact that you should not be making gods out of things that you're following. For example, say if you are really trying to get some money, you should not be having it to the point where you make money to the point where you're starting to praise it. Like, you're starting to praise it to the point where it's getting the praising of a deity. It becomes a whole concept and a whole structure and it becomes a whole idea of being an actual praising ruler over you, to where you're actually just praising this thing to the point where you're praising it more than God. And this goes into the second commandment, which is do not make any images. And by images, it does not mean paintings, even though that is something that they have done, which does kind of sum up like the main image that I want to talk about. But you should not be making up gods, or making up idols, I should say. For example, you could be making up the idol of jewelry. You love jewelry so much to the point where you start to make a god out of it. You start to make a huge praising out of it. Or you make an idol out of you. You've been working out so much and have been just doing so much for yourself to the point where you see yourself to be above and to be an image of another god, an image of another deity. And that's also probably where pride kicks in. I feel like pride definitely kicks in when it comes to this commandment. But now let's go into the third one to finish off the Holy Lord trilogy, as I like to say. Do not use the Lord's name in vain. And by this, I basically mean, like, when people say, yo, oh God, bro, or swear to God, bro, like, oh my God, or God dang, like, nah, you can't be doing all that. Now, are you able to do this when you're actually telling the truth? I don't think you can, to be honest. And even if you could, I don't think you would. At least I wouldn't, to be honest. If you want to put it on something, I don't know, put it on a nickel, or put it on a turtle or something. Putting something on God is crazy. I'm sorry. And that's on God. Now, the fourth one is where it really starts to get kind of tricky. I say that like it's hard, even though it's really not. But for people that have short attention spans, they might be a little bit iffy with all the information I'm about to give. So try to listen to me very well. Look at my notes. Hold on, just to make sure I write. Because I know I wrote all this down with this 15 minutes with the captains. So the first thing about the Sabbath day is that you're not supposed to work. You should not be working at all, not be working whatsoever. Today is the day where you rest and you think about the Lord. The second thing is fire should not be used. And no, this is not meaning of like having to take a shower with hot water or anything like that, or trying to keep the house warm. This is talking about baking or cooking. Basically, anything that you are supposed to cook, bake, or anything that you're eating that has to do with fire, you can't do it. Now, you are able to cook before the Sabbath starts, and then you can eat it when it's still cold if you haven't already ate it before. But yeah, you're not supposed to cook it while it's the Sabbath. Next thing is, it's a holy gathering. You're supposed to be able to go out with holy people and righteous people that think the exact same way that you should be thinking. After all, it is a holy gathering, as I literally just said. Next thing is, you should not be buying or selling anything. So anything that you want to buy or sell, once again, you want to do it before the Sabbath starts. The next thing I like to say is the time based on exactly when the Sabbath starts. The first thing is on Saturday. Sunday is the first day of the week, and it's not the actual day of the Lord. The seventh day is the last day of the week where the Lord rested, which is how this holiday, this high holy day, became a thing. So it starts from sundown and it ends at sundown. So the start of the sundown is supposed to be Friday. So when the sun goes down on Friday, that's when the Sabbath starts. And then the next day, when the sun goes down on Saturday, that's when the Sabbath ends. So just to make sure you got it, you shouldn't work. You shouldn't be cooking anything. You shouldn't be buying or selling. You should be with righteous people. And the Sabbath starts from sundown to sundown. Next one, honor thy mother and thy father. So simply, this is just the fact that you should be able to give your parents some respect, which you should already be doing. Alright, the next one, you shouldn't kill. I don't think I really have to explain this one. The seventh one, you should not commit adultery.
But see, here's the truth to this. Follow God, then you will sin. You endure the truth, you win, but if you don't, then you descend. But no, when you walk into this light, know the truth is this. Bless the black Messiah, or you end up as a Judas. Many don't know how to get his blessings. Read the Bible. Understand that it's a black folks book inside of a white folks planet. Smoking nicotine while I'm not blowing tops off like cannon. But we staying 10 toes for the 10 commandments. Ain't no God before the most high, he the highest. Do not follow other gods or other writings. Don't put vain inside God's name, cause you can say on God, I'm in the book of life until God crosses your name and he's ashamed. Every day you celebrate the Sabbath day, Saturday. They say that it's Sunday, but that's cat today. And this ain't music where I'm slicking crack or mook cocaine. This is about.
Now the eighth one, shouldn't steal. I don't know why I gotta explain this one either. It's just like, it's basically just exactly like the kill one. Next one, you should not lie. You should be truthful to your brothers and sisters. You should be able to give them the truth, give them an actual, honest answer. And the last one, you should not covet your brother. Basically, this means you should not be jealous of what your brother has. Jealous of it to the point where it doesn't matter how you gotta have it. You just want to have it out of the fact that he has it. Now, if you want to work for it and say, like, if he has a nice car and you say, ooh, I want that car, I'm gonna work for it. You work for it. But if it comes to the point where it's like, you want to have it and you don't want him to have it, something crazy like that, or you just simply stealing something due to the fact that he has it and you're jealous of him, so you just take it. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that. That's your brother. May not be in the blood. It may be in the blood for some of y'all. Some of y'all be out here like Meek and Ronnie from Raising Kanan. Some of y'all got that Itachi and Sasuke type bloodline. Y'all should not be over here dealing with that type of activities with your brothers and sisters. Y'all should not be like that. We all should be happy in a holy family and we all should be together. And with that, I say shalom. Yeah, I gotta say, this was a pretty good one. I say it may have been short, but then again, that's exactly how I teach. So if you don't like it, your mama. I don't care. But yeah, if you did like this video, once again, please drop a holy bomb on that like button, for real, for real. I hope y'all was able to learn something like always, even though some of y'all that are actually, not that new to the Bible should already know this. But for the people that are new, hopefully you was able to learn something, learn more about these 10 commandments. Fun fact, Moses was the one that wrote this, if y'all didn't know. And if y'all don't know who Moses is, that's the person that was able to take us out of captivity. So congrats on that. And by captivity, I mean Egypt. We're still under deep sins at the moment. But yeah, he was able to take us out of that really big one at that moment. So that's cool. And as always, I need for y'all to study, pray, apply, and most importantly, praise the King. Love y'all. Shalom.